My name is Razwan Ul-Haq. I am a calligraphy artist and author. Welcome to a World of Bradford Stories calligraphy workshop. Calligraphy means beautiful writing. There are many different kinds of calligraphy. It's a fun way of engaging your child with words and thereby boosting literacy. In this workshop, we will be exploring basic Arabic calligraphy. It may also give you ideas to do some English calligraphy. Calligraphy aids well-being through its meditative nature and is an activity you can do together, helping you bond with your child. Calligraphy makes one feel peaceful and at one with nature. My interest in this field developed from my family. My uncle, Maulvi Fazl Azim, was a great calligrapher. Here you see his Arabic. He was also the calligrapher of Beheshti Zevar, which is this book, which was once a popular book in the Indian subcontinent. My own work draws on using calligraphy in different contexts. I write books in English, yet illustrated with Arabic calligraphy. Arabic calligraphy has many scripts. You are looking at an Arabic Thuluth calligraphic composition. This one has been done by a calligrapher in the Kufic script. We now see a composition of Nastaliq calligraphy. Nastaliq is commonly used in Urdu and Farsi scripts, as well as in Arabic. Here is an example of one of my Nastaliq pieces in Arabic. One of my Nastaliq pieces in Urdu that was commissioned by the Bradford Industrial Museum in 2019. One of my Nastaliq pieces in Farsi, commissioned by the Grand Junction, London, in 2020. Let me show you how I make my ink. This is silk thread that ensures your pen does not take too much ink. Ink will be poured over this thread. Dried ink granules. Now all of this will be added to rainwater and rose water. This is the ink that I will be using in this session. My calligraphy pens from all over the world. And now to choose a pen for this session. This one. We'll use this bamboo pen. Don't worry if you don't have specialist equipment. You could just tape two pencils together, like this. But if it's your first time doing the Nastaliq script, I'd actually recommend you just to use a pencil. Let's begin with the dots. On the left is the classic way of writing a dot in Arabic, called a nukta. On the right is the nukta written in Nastaliq. Notice it is more rounder. And now your turn to have a go. Well, how well are you doing? Don't worry if you don't get it exactly right. The alif is the first letter of the Arabic alphabet. The Nastaliq alif is 3 dots or 3 nukte tall. This is the next basic form for you to learn. And now it's your turn. For you now to have a go at drawing the letter alif. This basic form is 5 dots long. A dot underneath and it becomes a bar. 2 dots on the top, it becomes a da. And 3 dots and it becomes a tha. Have a look how this shape is made. And now it's your turn. Once you have mastered this form, you could play a little game with your family. Where do the dots go for the letters ba, da and tha? Can you remember? The letter ha. Look at the proportions of this letter by the black dots. 1 dot inside and it becomes the letter Jeem. 1 nukta above and it becomes the letter Kha. And now it's your turn. Do some of the shapes remind you of anything? If you're struggling, just use a pencil to draw the outline. The letter Dal. 2 nukte tall, extra nukta at the top and it becomes a Zal. Now it's your turn. Some of these sounds or some of the shapes might remind you of a favourite book character. The letter Ra. It is 2 dots tall, a dot above, and it becomes a Za. And now it's your turn. This letter is the first letter of my name. Maybe you could find out what the first Arabic letter of your name is. It is said the script of Nastaliq was inspired by flying geese by the great 14th century Persian calligrapher Mir Ali Tabriz. The letter Sin. It's this proportion. 3 nukte at the top and it becomes the letter Sheen. And now it's your turn. Which letter shape or which letter sound resembles the activity you're most looking forward to after lockdown? The letter Swad. This is a proportion, a dot above and it becomes the letter Dwad. And now it's your turn. I wonder if you, like me, have been missing friends under lockdown. You could do your friends' initials in Arabic. Wouldn't they be pleased with that? The letter Twa. Black nukte showing the proportions. Nukta above to make the letter Zwa. And now it's your turn. And you don't always have to use a calligraphy pen or a pencil. You could actually make a lovely collage of colour and you could do it with your family. The letter Ain. These are the proportions. A dot above and it becomes the letter Ghain. And now it's your turn. The letter Ain is quite difficult to pronounce. You might want to do some research on this letter. I wonder what you'll discover. The letter Fa. The proportions. And now it's your turn. Doesn't this letter remind you of a boat? Maybe you could do a sailing scene or a scene with a rowing boat using this letter. Have a go. The letter Kaf. And these are the proportions. And now it's your turn. And do you know, you could have English calligraphy and Arabic calligraphy all together on one page. Have a practice. The letter Kaf. Note the proportions. And now your turn. Before lockdown, I used to visit schools and get children to do artwork using Arabic calligraphy. Perhaps you could repeat a letter again and again and again and create a picture. The letter Lam. These are the proportions. And now it's your turn. Have you noticed something about the way the letters are formed in the Arabic script? How do they differ in the sense of direction from when you're writing English? Have you noticed something? The letter Mim. These are the proportions. The letter Mim. Perhaps you might want to also start looking at how words are formed in Arabic calligraphy. Maybe you could do some research. The letter Noon. Notice the proportions of the letter Noon and the nukta or dot inside it. And it's now your turn. If you have a look at some of my artwork, you'll see that I don't just use pen, but also paints. If you have some paints at home, why not do some painting with the letters? The letter Wow. And now it's your turn. The letter Ha. Note the proportion. It's just slightly bigger than one nukta or one dot. Now it's your turn. After lockdown ends, maybe you could go down to London or any other city and see some Arabic art in museums. The letter Ya. This can be a little tricky, but I'm sure you can manage it. Your turn now. And again, don't worry if you find this letter a little tricky. This letter is the elongated Ya. These are the proportions. This is our final letter to practice. Now we are finishing the last letter of the alphabet. It's time to reflect on how you found the activity. Did you feel a sense of calm? Was it nice to do something reflective and just zone out for the moment? Thank you for making it to the end, and we really enjoyed having you on board. Perhaps you could create a picture like this one that I've done of Salts Mill in Bradford. You could perhaps create a picture which is just composed of letters and all the letters that you have learned. Another suggestion is you could try writing your family's initials in Arabic calligraphy, or you could even use English. This could be a great gift if you can get the words printed on a cushion or a canvas for your home. My name is Razwan Ul-Haq, and thank you for being with me.